Very happy New Year to all my viewers and friends. So before I start today, wishing you a very happy New Year and a very prosperous New Year too. So mm, spend this year with very enthusiasm and zeal, and may God bless you. May God fulfill all your wishes. Okay? So today let's start with a new video where I will discuss some more important questions on the respiratory system. And after finishing this chapter, we will start with the new health and hygiene chapter of this subject of this class also. Okay? So before I start, I will request you to please to subscribe my channel if you have not subscribed yet, and if you are a new viewer to my channel, and if you like the video, press the like button, share with your friends so that they can also be benefited from this video, and do meditate before you start your day. Okay? So let's start with the today's discussion. Okay, so first question for today is define the following. That is diaphragm. What is it? It is a muscular tissue which separates the thoracic and the abdominal cavity. Okay, that helps in breathing by flattening during inspiration. That is, during inspiration it flattens, and during and becoming dome shaped, and during expiration it becomes dome shaped. Okay, so it's a muscular tissue which separates the thoracic and the abdominal cavity, and it helps in breathing. Okay, it becomes flattened during inspiration and it becomes full chest during expiration. Now, what is breathing? Breathing is a mechanical process of inhaling and exhaling. Okay, then asphyxiation. What is that? It is a condition in which there is deficiency of oxygen in the body with increase in concentration of carbon dioxide in the blood arising from abnormal breathing due to any condition. Okay, it may be uh, that there is deficiency of oxygen in the atmosphere, or in a very um, closed room where there is very much lots of crowd, or if a person whose throat is being choked. Okay, so very less oxygen is going inside his body. Okay, so in that condition, what happens? The concentration of carbon dioxide in the blood increases. Okay, so and deficiency of oxygen takes place. So that condition, person will not be able to breathe normally. So there will be an abnormal breathing. So that condition leads to asphyxiation. Okay? Then what is vital capacity? It is the maximum amount of air that can be taken in and expelled out by forceful inspiration and expiration, which is equal to 4,500 m. Okay. Then comes anaerobic respiration. What is that? It is a respiratory process in which cells break down the sugar molecules, that is glucose molecules, to produce energy, but with the absence of oxygen, without the presence of oxygen, which produces what? Ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide, or only lactic acid in case of ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide in general. But in case of animals, if we consider only, then there's only lactic acid produced. Especially in animals, in humans, we can find it in the muscle cells, okay, where anaerobic respiration takes place. Then inspiration, it is an active process in which oxygen-rich air is taken in with the increase in the volume of the thoracic cavity. Then choose the correct option and complete. Okay. The energy currency of the body is ATP. Okay. Residual volume is 1,500 ml. The functional unit of the lungs is alveoli. Now, give reasons. Excuse me. At high altitudes, people feel breathlessness and dizziness. Why? It is because at high altitude, the pressure of the air is very low with less oxygen content. Okay. When we rise above the sea level, the oxygen content, the air pressure decreases. Okay. And the oxygen content in the air that also decreases. So people feel breathless. Okay. Breathless and also dizziness. As there is no not adequate amount of oxygen, so people will not be able to breathe properly. So therefore, what will happen? Oxygen will not be able to reach properly into the brain. Therefore, a person will feel dizziness due to the lack of oxygen. Okay? The trachea is lined with sea-shepherd cartilaginous rings. Okay? If there is no oxygen present in the trachea, what will happen? The trachea may collapse. Okay? That can lead to choking of the throat. So therefore, what happens? There are certain sea-shepherd rings which are present in the trachea, which helps it to remain distended all the time, so that it does not collapse, and the oxygen and carbon dioxide can be able to can go in, and carbon dioxide can come out automatically without being hampered. Obstruction, without any obstruction. Then entrance of the trachea is guarded by epiglottis. Why it is so? It is so because epiglottis prevents the entry of the food in the trachea while swallowing the food. Okay? Then expired air contains more water vapor. One more thing, in that the entrance of the trachea is guarded by epiglottis is that while swallowing the food, what happens? The trachea is covered with that epiglottis. If by chance, if by chance food enters into the trachea, then the person coughs out. Okay, otherwise it will choke the throat. The oxygen will not be able to go inside the trachea, inside the lungs. Okay, so that's why the epiglottis guards the trachea. Okay. Then expired air contains more of water vapor. What happens? Respiration is a biochemical process, and the water vapor that is present in the air, that is in traces. But during respiration, what happens? We can see, we have found in the equation that when glucose breaks down in presence of oxygen, it produces water. So that uh, water remains in the expired air. Okay, that water remains in the expired air as water vapor. Therefore, the expired air contains more water vapor than in the inspired one. Now we come to distinguish between plant respiration and animal respiration. Okay. Now, the plants do not have any specialized respiratory organ. Okay. If all the parts of the plant, to perform this respiration process individually. So we know that whole body of the plant, that mainly the leaves, they respire through the stomata. Okay. But in animals, we have seen that there are some specialized organs like lungs, the gills, which help in respiration. Then there is a little transport system. Okay, there is a little transport of respiratory gases from one part of the plant to the other. Okay, the gases generally do not transport from one part of the plant to the other. This generally does not happen. But in a case of animals, this happens. One part, it travels, the gases travel from one part of the animal to the other part. That is, in long distances it can travel. The rate of respiration in case of plants is very slow, in case of animals is very fast. Then this anaerobic respiration produces ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide in case of plants. In case of animals, it produces lactic acid. Then the difference between inspired air and expired air. Inspired air is that air which is taken in through the nostrils during inhalation, and expired air is that air which is given out from the lungs during expiration. Okay, inspired air contains rich in oxygen, and expired air contains rich in carbon dioxide. The temperature of the air is variable in case of inspired air, but in expired air, it is same as that of the body temperature, that is 37 degrees centigrade. Then inspired air contains less of water vapor, whereas expired air contains more of water vapor. Then we come to tidal volume and vital capacity. Now, the tidal volume, air that is breathed in and out during normal breathing, whereas vital capacity is the volume of air that can be taken in and given out by maximum inspiration and maximum expiration. So that is vital capacity. Now, this tidal volume quantity is 500 ml, whereas vital capacity is 4,500 ml. Okay. Then we come to aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Now, aerobic respiration, it requires oxygen, whereas anaerobic respiration does not require oxygen. Aerobic respiration occurs in the cytoplasm, okay? Whereas, it occurs in generally mitochondria, cytoplasm and mitochondria, but mainly in the mitochondria. And anaerobic respiration occurs in the cytoplasm. Then aerobic respiration, end product is carbon dioxide and water, whereas in anaerobic respiration, end product is carbon dioxide and ethyl alcohol or lactic acid. Okay. Then large amount of energy is produced in case of aerobic respiration, and in case of anaerobic respiration, very small amount of energy is produced. Aerobic respiration, the respiratory materials are completely oxidized, but in case of anaerobic respiration, they are incompletely oxidized. Then in case of aerobic respiration, 38 ATP molecules are generated. In case of anaerobic respiration, only 2 ATP molecules are generated. The equation stands in this way, that C6H12O6 plus 6O2 in case of the presence of enzymes, it changes to 6 H2O plus 6 CO2 plus 686 kilocalories. Okay. Whereas in case of anaerobic respiration, where ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide is formed, then C6H12O6 gives rise to 2C2H2OH, that is ethyl alcohol, and 2 molecules of carbon dioxide with 50 kilocalories of heat generated. Or you can say C6H12O6, it breaks down to lactic acid and 2 ATP molecules plus some heat energy is generated. Then we come to some of the answers. Answer the following. State the functions of alveoli and epiglottis. So alveoli increases the surface area for absorption of oxygen. Alveoli are present at the end of each bronchioles. Okay, after the tertiary bronchioles, inside the lungs, the alveoli arises. Okay, these alveoli, they increase the surface area for absorption of oxygen. Okay, then epiglottis, that prevents the entry of the food in the trachea while swallowing the food. How many steps there are involved by human respirations, and what are those? Human respiration involves 4 major steps. One is breathing, another is gaseous transport, tissue respiration, and cellular respiration. Tissue respiration, tissue respiration, where there is a delivery of oxygen to the cells and collecting the carbon dioxide from the cells, and cellular respiration, there is breakdown of the glucose, which yields energy inside the cell. Okay. Next is, what are the 2 main phases of respiration, and where do these phases take place? Main 2 phases are glycolysis and Krebs cycle. Glycolysis takes place in the cytoplasm, and Krebs cycle takes place in the mitochondria. 2 similarities between plant respiration and animal respiration. 2 similarities are cellular respiration produces energy which stores in the ATP inside the mitochondria. The cellular respiration is going, so both the plants and animals, they produces energy which are stored in ATP inside the mitochondria. Aerobic respiration forms carbon dioxide and water vapor in both the cases, both in case of animal and plant. Now, this is a figure. See, the chart is there. Okay. Okay. So this is the volume of air in the lungs. Okay. Tidal volume. This is expiratory reserve volume, inspiratory reserve volume, then vital capacity, reserve volume. Excuse me. Okay. Now let us see what the question is about this graph. This is a spiogram. Okay. And we need to find what is the residual volume, tidal volume, vital capacity, expiratory reserve volume, and inspiratory reserve volume. Now, residual volume, okay? The volume of air which is left in the lungs after forceful expiration. After we forcefully expire, the volume of the air which is left inside the lungs still, that is known as reserve volume. And what is the graph showing about RV, that is reserve volume? It's showing 1200 ml. Okay. Of air. Now we come to the tidal volume. What is tidal volume? The volume of air which is inspired or expired during normal breathing. Not forceful, but normal breathing. And in the graph, it is showing what tidal volume is from 2200 to 2700, that is 500 ml. Okay. Next, we come to vital capacity. The maximum amount of air that can be taken in and expelled out by forceful inspiration and forceful expiration. That is vital capacity. And what is the graph showing about this? Vital capacity is from 1200 to 5700. So how much it is? From 1200 to 5000, that is 500, 4500 ml. Okay, 4500 ml in case of, according to the graph. Then ERV, that is expiratory reserve volume, the volume of air that can be expelled out by maximum expiration, which is, according to the graph, it is 1200 to 2200, that is 1000 ml. Then IRV, the volume of air that can be drawn in by maximum inspiration. Okay, forceful inspiration, that is IRV. What is that? Inspiratory reserve volume. And according to the graph, it is from 2700, that is 2700 to 5700. That is how much? 3000. Okay, 3000 ml. 3000. Yes, it should be 3000, not 3500. It is 3000 for 2700. Oh, not. Yes, its IRV is from 2700 to 5700. That is 3000. It's not 3500, it's 3000 ml. Now, another picture is there, that is of the lungs. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 are the parts which have to be labeled. Okay. Now, the above figure shows the human lungs. Label the parts 1 to 4. Which phase of the breathing is shown here, and explain the phase. The first is the lung. 1 is lung. Second is vertebrae. Third is muscles of the relaxed diaphragm. And fourth is depressed ribs. See, this is the picture of the lung. First is lung that is pointing out. 3 is the vertebrae. 4 is the ribs, depressed ribs. And 5th is the muscles of the diaphragm. Okay, this is the diaphragm. Okay, and these are the muscles. Now, the phase that is shown here, it's the, according to the figure, it is respiration, expiration. Okay, expiring. Okay, and during expiration, we need to explain this phase. So during expiration, the diaphragm is relaxed, that is, it returns to its original shape, that is dome shaped. Its original shape is dome shaped, so it is in the relaxed position. The intercostal muscles are also relaxing. The ribs move inward and downward. Okay. The volume of the thoracic cavity now decreases, and the pressure of the cavity also decreases. So air will be given out. It's showing in the picture, see, the air is given out. So it is expiration phase. So this is for this chapter and end of this chapter, which is we end the video also. So in the next video, we will start with a new chapter of class 9 syllabus. Okay. So till then, go through the videos of these, all the videos of this chapter. And if you have still any doubt, please do write in the comment box. You can also write in the email ID, that is Kasturi74, KASTURI74 @gmail.com. If you are liking the video, press the like button, share with your friends so that they can also be benefited from these videos and do meditate before you start your day. Okay? So thank you for joining, and have a good day, and spend your year in a very planned way, okay, and to enjoy and to study and to meditate. Okay? So thank you for joining. Have a good day.